3 a.m. Luka picked up her phone. She intended to turn off the alarm. Luka squinted her eyes when she felt her phone was too far to reach. Anda, who felt Luka's movement, woke up too. What's wrong, honey? Anda asked, rubbing his eyes. It's already 3 o'clock. We have to wake up. Luka replied, sitting up. I'm still sleepy. Anda hugged Luka's stomach. Have you checked your luggage again? Luka asked. Anda just nodded. Then his eyes closed again. Luka kissed Anda's cheek briefly. Then she got down to check your luggage again. The clothes are ready. The vitamins are ready too. I think everything is complete. Luka zipped the suitcase that Anda would bring. Luka was stunned for a moment. 3 months was not a short time for her, especially if Luka remembers how short her time with Anda was. Luka knew it was her fault, but she still felt that the time they spent was very short. Luka approached Anda, who was snoring again. Luka chuckled. You're so handsome. If you meet someone who's everything to me, will you turn away? Luka asked Anda, who was still asleep. I can't even imagine if you love someone else. Honey, Luka kissed Anda's forehead. Why are you looking so deeply into your future, honey? Anda asked, squinting his eyes. Ha ha. Luka laughed as she got up. Before she could get off the bed, Anda pulled her first. Now Luka was on top of him. Dek Luka's heart was beating very fast. Anda kept staring at Luka. I will miss you every day, Anda said, kissing Luka's lips briefly. Me too. You have to keep me updated, okay? My future wife. Anda ruffled Luka's hair. My hair has been washed, Anuna. Luka protested. Don't you want to take a bath together before I leave, honey? Anda asked, playing with Luka's hair. No, if we take a bath together, you'll be late for the airport, Luka replied. I promise only 10 minutes. Anda made a cute expression. Okay, I believe you. Okay. Anda immediately carried Luka to the bathroom. Now both of them were in the bathroom. Anda opened Luka's pajamas. He was stunned to see how beautiful one of God's creations that he owned was. Look away, Anunta. I'm not interested in adding another round, Luka warned, making Anda a little surprised. Aish, you're so stingy. Hurry up and take a bath. We'll be late. Anda just nodded. Both of them then took a bath together, with Anda continuously teasing Luka. Luka was very annoyed. She quickly finished her bath before Anda made her stay in the bathroom longer. Honey, where are my clothes? Anda shouted. On the chair. I've prepared everything, Luka replied, still drying her hair. Okay, got it. Thanks, honey. Anda was wearing black clothes. He was also wearing glasses, a watch, and a ring that Luka had prepared. You look so handsome. Do you have a girlfriend yet? Luka teased when she saw Anda checking his passport again. Ha ha, my girlfriend is Mr. Peen's daughter. Anda kissed Luka's forehead. His answer also made Luka laugh. Luka called the guards at your house. She asked them to bring your things. Honey. Luka hugged Anda from behind when they wanted to leave the room. Anda just let Luka hug him. Slowly he released her and took Luka's hand to walk down the stairs of her house. Anda and Luka could see both their families were ready to take them to the airport. They then left for the airport. The journey to the airport was very far. Luckily, there was no traffic jam, so they could arrive on time. Dad, Anda is leaving. Please keep praying for Anda. Anda hugged his father, then hugged Davy and Priya. Hey, Noon, take care of my sister properly. Anda also hugged Noon, Pin, and Adam. Take care of yourself over there. Make sure you come back without any shortcomings, Kanpin said, hugging Anda. Okay, Dad, Anda smiled. He held back his tears, seeing Luka already crying. He pulled Luka into his arms. I'll be back. Honey, I promise, Anda stroked Luka's hair. Wait for me to finish my task. Then I'll make your dream wedding in Bali come true, Anda continued. Luka just kept quiet. She sobbed in Anda's arms. Honey, let Anda finish his task properly. Don't cry, Kanploy stroked Luka's back. Luka then released Anda's hug and smiled at him with tears still streaming down her face. The flight to Macau was about to depart. Anda walked slowly into the waiting room. He kept waving to Luka and everyone who saw him off this morning. He kept smiling. He also asked Luka to stop crying. Luka just nodded, smiling forcefully. Anda was already on the plane. He gave Luka a pat. Anda, let's count until 90 days from now, honey. Luka chuckled, replying to your message. Luka, okay, honey. Make sure you take care of your health. Anda, Luka put her phone back after seeing your reply. 1 month later, honey, Priya shouted. What's wrong? Noon replied, I've told you several times. If you have to put dirty clothes in the laundry basket. Hee. Sorry, honey. Noon took his scattered clothes and put them in the laundry basket. Honey, aren't you tired? If you're tired, we can hire an art to finish the housework so you can focus on taking care of me. Noon asked, hugging Priya. It's okay, I can still handle it. So don't worry, Priya replied. Okay, I'll be home late tonight. You go to sleep first. You've been very busy lately. Being a CEO isn't as easy as it seems, apparently, Noon chuckled. But you're amazing. You've been able to increase sales so quickly. I learned from Anda. I miss him. Next month, I'm invited to Macau to have a meeting with business partners. Do you want to come? We can meet Anda there. Don't forget to bring Luka. Are you serious? Noon just nodded. Thank you, honey. Priya hugged Noon. Noon smiled, seeing Priya happy. 2 months later in Macau. Anda's life for 2 months in Macau was quite good. He was good at English, so it wasn't too difficult for him to communicate. He was assigned by the Macau police general to uncover a corruption case committed by a ruthless mafia. The case was very old. Even Macau's losses had decreased. Anda, don't you want to take your leave? Faye asked. Don't you miss your lover? You can fly tonight and come back tomorrow afternoon, May added. My lover and my sister will be here. I'll take a leave for today's. This case has been stressing me out lately, so I need a little refreshing. Anda replied, playing with his gun. For the past 2 months, I've only found some evidence, but it's not strong enough. If it continues like this, I'll go back to Bangkok at the end of the year and I'll break my promise. Anda continued, closing his eyes. Everything will go as you wish. We're ready to help you, Faye said, patting Anda's shoulder. Thank you, Faye. When exactly are you going to get married? Anda asked. After we succeed in catching that mafia, May replied, hugging Faye. Not much different from me, Anda smiled. Okay, friend, arrange my leave schedule. I'll pick up my future wife at the airport. He said goodbye to his 2 colleagues, who were both assigned from Bangkok to catch the very cunning and ruthless mafia. Upon arriving at the airport, he waited for the arrival from abroad. He sat down, keeping an eye on his phone. I'm behind you. Anda immediately stood up and ran when he saw Luka walking towards him. Honey, Anda hugged Luca tightly. I miss you, Luca said. I miss you too. Anda kissed Luca's hair several times. After he was satisfied, he hugged Priwa and also Noon. He then took the three of them to a very luxurious hotel. He wanted to give the best service to the three of them. He also took the three of them to eat and enjoy the nightlife in Macau. He was very happy when he saw Luca really liked the food. The four of them really enjoyed their short walk. After they felt enough, he took the three of them back to the hotel. He apologized to Luca because he couldn't accompany her. He just got news that Faye and May got new evidence from the case he was handling. I'm sorry, honey. Anda kissed Luca's forehead briefly and then left. Luca then sat on the hotel bed. I really want to be selfish, but it doesn't feel like the right time, Luca muttered. After he left that night, Anda apologized to the three of them because he couldn't go back to see them and take them to the airport because he was already outside of Macau to find other evidence. The three of them understood. Noon had also finished her meeting in Macau, so they finally decided to go back to Bangkok. Luca still wanted to be in Macau, but she also had to go back to her clinic. A month ago, Luca opened her clinic, which was named Kite. A month passed since Luca returned from Macau. This month, her activities were not far from the clinic. She also interacted a lot with her patients. It's no wonder that many people came because Luca's treatment was free. For the past week, Luca had difficulty sleeping because she was thinking about Anda. She also fainted due to exhaustion, so the clinic had to be closed temporarily. Anda will definitely give you news soon. Don't stress too much, honey. Convoy kept trying to calm Luca down. Relax, he'll be fine. You have to trust him, Luca added. Luca nodded. Luca then started taking care of her health. Luca also became cheerful again when she saw that the countdown had almost reached 70 days. It was a sign that Anda would be back to Bangkok in 20 days. Anda in Macau really tried his best to uncover the corruption case as quickly as possible, so as not to exceed the deadline he gave to Luca, until finally Anda, Faye, and May succeeded in catching the mastermind behind the cause of Macau's state losses. The three of them also received a special award from the Macau government. Anda, Faye, and May hugged each other. They were very proud because they succeeded in catching the mastermind of corruption in less than the time given. We're great, Faye said, raising a glass of alcohol to celebrate his success. Hoo, Anda shouted, taking a sip of his alcohol. Honey, we succeeded. We caught the mafia. It wasn't too difficult. Haha, Anda told Luca on the phone. Did you use your acting skills again, honey? Luca asked. Of course. Haha, Anda laughed. You're amazing, honey. Quickly finish your task so you can meet me as soon as possible. Luca chuckled. Haha. Luca smiled when she heard Anda laugh. Honey, 10 more days, Anda emailed Luca. Luca chuckled when Anda emailed her. Honey, 9 days left. Honey, 8 days left. Honey, D-Day? Make sure you pick me up at the airport this afternoon. Anda sent Luca a message at 2 a.m. Luca opened her eyes when the sunlight had already penetrated her room. She stretched her muscles. Luca could see that the clock was already showing 9 o'clock. Luca took her phone. She immediately smiled. Luca then took off her pajamas and threw them anywhere. She then walked to the bathroom. Luca was choosing the scent of soap. This scent is very good. Anda will love it, Luca said, choosing the vanilla scent. Then she poured it into her bathtub tub. Luka soaked her body. She also closed her eyes while continuing to smile. After soaking for 30 minutes, she took her towel and walked to choose her clothes. It seems like red is very suitable. Oh no, Fiona likes blue. Luka smiled. The clock was already showing 11 o'clock. Luka was ready with her blue shirt. She also put a little makeup on her face. Luka kept smiling. She was very happy today. Luka took her bag that Anda bought her. Then she walked down the stairs of her house. Luka could see everyone had gathered. There were also Fionda's friends, Adam and Pin. Luka kept walking towards everyone while continuing to smile. Let's go. Fionda will be waiting too long at the airport. Luka invited, continuing to smile. Priya couldn't hold back her tears anymore. She cried in Noon's arms silently. Luka, who had already walked to the door, turned around because she saw everyone was still silent. What's wrong with you? Don't you want to leave? Luka asked. Luka. Kanpin hugged Luka while holding back his tears. What's wrong, Dad? Luka was a little confused by the faces of the people she saw. Luka, Fionda died in the line of duty. Priya said softly, but Luka could hear her clearly. Fionda sent a message at 2 a.m. Don't lie to me. I don't like it. Luka chuckled in Kanpin's arms. Dad just got the news today. His body was flown from Macau to Bangkok. Kanpin couldn't hold back his tears anymore. Luka was silent. She felt her father's tears soaking her back. Why didn't you make sure first? Luka asked, releasing Kanpin's hug. Luka, Sam called. Sam. Luka approached Sam. Where's Fionda? Did he come with you? Luka asked. Sam just nodded. You're all lying to me. Is Fionda in the car? Luka asked again. Sam just nodded again. Luka ran towards her house's parking lot. She ran down the stairs in a hurry, making her fall. Ah! Luka shouted. Sam immediately ran to help Luka. Why is there a hearse here? Luka asked. She was still thinking positively. Fionda is inside, Sam replied. Luka immediately opened the door. Then she saw a coffin. Luka's heart was beating very fast. Her breath suddenly became short. Luka got into the car. She covered her mouth when she saw Anda really lying stiffly in the coffin. Fionda, Luka called, caressing Anda's face. Honey, what are you doing here? Luka asked when she felt Anda's body was really stiff. Honey, wake up. You promised to marry me. Why are you sleeping here, honey? When my bed is soft. Honey, don't you miss me? Honey, wake up. Luka shouted. Kanpin immediately took Luka into his arms. Dad, Fionda? Luka sobbed in Kanpin's arms. Fionda is fine, Dad. He's just sleeping. He'll wake up again, right, Dad? Luka's words were broken because she was crying. Heavily, Luka released her father's hug. She looked back at Anda's face, which had many wounds. Luka could also see her engagement ring still on Anda's ring finger. Fionda, I really don't like you making jokes like this. Wake up! Wake up! Luka shouted, trying to wake Anda up. Kanpin held back Luka's actions again. Luka's crying became more and more irregular. She cried until she trembled. Fionda, Luka shouted, I don't like you being here in this condition. You should hug me, Fi. Luka said softly while hugging Anda. Everyone tried to calm Luka down, until finally, Luka fainted. Kanpin immediately took his daughter to the room. Kanpin and Kanveng were discussing. Both of them were quite serious. Kanpin and Kanveng finally chose to bury Anda in the backyard of Kanpin's house. so that Anda could stay close to Lukka. Kunvang also asked for Anda's funeral to be held without any ceremony. Both of them also buried Anda without waiting for Lukka to wake up from her faint. Rest in peace, Kunpeen sprinkled flowers on the wet mound of earth. You're a great kid. You must have met your mother. Give my love to my wife. One miss her so much, Kunvang sobbed. Devi and Priya also kept hugging Kunvang. Fayanda, Priya whispered. Devi hugged both of them tightly. Lukmai also hugged Adam, trying to comfort Anda's close friend. Kanchan and Jenny also got the news of Anda's passing, so they both could feel the loss of Anda. In Lukka's room, why does my head hurt? Lukka opened her eyes. She looked around. Lukka was still sitting on her king-size bed until she realized Anda's condition. Lukka immediately got out of bed and ran. She went to the parking lot, but it was already tidy. Then Lukka accidentally saw Priya and Noon in the backyard. She ran without wearing sandals. Fayanda, Lukka shouted. Upon arriving in front of Anda's grave, Lukka stopped her steps a little. Why didn't you wait for me, huh? Lukka shouted. Fayanda, Lukka called, collapsing in front of Anda's grave. Lukka cried again. It turned out that Anda really left her. Lukka, Sam patted Lukka's shoulder. Lukka glanced at Sam. I'm sorry, I couldn't protect Fayanda. Sam hung his head. It happened very quickly. Fayanda died on the spot with his two colleagues. Sam paused his words a little. When the three of them were on their way to the airport, suddenly their car was riddled with bullets. So the car lost control and crashed into the road divider. Sam couldn't bear to remember the tragic event to his superior. We couldn't find the perpetrator. The person was very smart, so he didn't leave any trace. Sam continued. Lukka sobbed even more. Her vision was blurred by the tears that kept flowing. Lukka squeezed the still wet ground. You're a liar. You couldn't keep your promise. I hate you. Fayanda, Lukka said. Everyone who saw how sad Lukka was felt sorry, but they also all lost Anda. Priya, who fainted, was immediately taken into Kunpeen's house by noon. Now only Lukka was left alone, still asking questions without getting answers in front of Anda's grave. You should have brought the person who made you turn away from me, not a lifeless body like this. At least I can still see you even though I have to see you happy with her. Lukka sobbed even more. She sat limply in front of Anda's grave. Her eyes were very swollen. Her breath was also choked. But Lukka kept crying. Lukka held her chest that was covered in blood. I'm sorry, Lukka. Someone dropped his weapon after seeing Lukka, making sure she was dead on the spot. Kunpeen ran when he heard the gunshot. He saw his daughter already dead with 5 bullet wounds in her chest. Lukka, Kunpeen shouted, hugging Lukka. Everyone who saw the incident was very shocked. Everyone surrounded Anda's grave and also Lukka, who was lying down covered in blood. Both Kunvang and Kunpeen lost their daughters on the same day. Kunpeen decided to bury Lukka right next to Anda's grave.